Coming up on Mountain News this morning, Hazard ARH creates a plan it hopes will lessen the nursing shortage we have in our region. And Operation Unite issues a warning about the dangers of fentanyl, as young people could be consuming the drug without even knowing it.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
Good morning, 6:31. It's Wednesday. I'm Dakota Makris. And again, you have to deal with me for all this week. So lucky you. Let's head over to Brandon for a look at that forecast this morning. Brandon, I actually tried to take a personal day from my other job at the college, but because Dolly is releasing a song, I thought it was today. It's tomorrow.
Okay.
So, I'll be all about that tomorrow. So I'm just giving y'all a heads up.
Okay.
That's what I'm doing tomorrow. That's what I'm worried about.
Okay.
But right now we're worried about the weather. That's really not doing much, but a little bit of fog, I guess.
Exactly. And here's you kind of gave me the alley-oop. I got you this time. Let's take a look at the visibility numbers, and you can see, like Dakota said, it's foggy out there this morning. Any number less than 5 on this one, which is basically from Charleston all the way through Pikeville down toward Jacksboro, almost zero visibility. So be extra careful this morning. Pike, parts of Floyd, parts of Knott, Perry, Leslie, over toward Harlan, Knox, Clay, Bell, all the way down into East Tennessee. Whitley County looks really rough down that way, so just be extra careful this morning. UVA-wise, not much fog over there in southwest Virginia, but a bit of a chill, 52. Nice sunrise on the way over there this morning. 48 just up the road, Clintwood and Jonesville. Looks like 45, and Irvin is one of our cool spots this morning now, overtaking 46 there in Hazard and Ashland. And again, some 40s across the region, but also some 50s out there. Looks like the warm spot is Monticello at 56, Somerset and Harlan at 55. So forecast for the rest of the day for 400. What is sunny and beautiful. Temperatures top out upper 70s, low 80s. Dakota?
All right, Brennan, thank you. A search for a missing southeastern Kentucky man came to a tragic end. Laurel County deputies say they found the body of 31-year-old Sean Martin early Tuesday morning. In a post on the department's Facebook page, police say they believe he fell from a cliff. Martin was last seen Monday afternoon around 3 o'clock on Cloud Subdivision Road, just west of London. And speaking of London, a car crash left one person dead there. The Laurel County Sheriff's Office says 2 vehicles crashed on Tomcat Trail when the car traveling eastbound crossed the center line. 44-year-old Shanna Laster of London died shortly after she was taken to St. Joseph Hospital. 31-year-old Kara Smith of London was the other driver involved in the crash. She was also taken to a hospital. A fire damaged a Pulaski County business this past weekend. Owners of Idle Time Marine off Highway 90 say the business caught fire Saturday. No one was there at the time. Owners shared on Facebook that the damage is extensive. They say they will give an update on how the business plans to move forward in the coming days. Even before the COVID-19 pandemic, the nation was experiencing a nursing shortage that would become even more critical when the world was put on pause in 2020. One Eastern Kentucky hospital experienced this shortage firsthand, but worked to overcome it. And now this facility has reduced the number of travel nurses it is hiring. Many might be wondering how it will continue providing care. Alyssa Williams reports.
For those who work in the hospital setting, navigating the healthcare staffing shortage following the height of the pandemic can be difficult.
Well, across the country, there are staffing shortages throughout the entire spectrum of healthcare. That's from EMS, nursing, respiratory therapy, CT, ultrasound, MRI techs, lab techs. Everything in the United States, we've seen a tremendous decline in the availability of qualified and licensed personnel.
For the nursing shortage in particular, many hospitals rely on travel nurses to fill those spots. But for Hazard ARH, they are choosing to reduce the number of travel nurses they hire to reduce their costs.
And honestly, it was a much needed decision. It was a decision that really involved fiscal accountability, fiscal responsibility, and how you continue to provide care for the community.
Hazard ARH CEO Brian Springate says in order to counteract this decision and to curb any nursing shortages the hospital faces, ARH is focusing on recruitment.
We created programs with our local colleges to bring in more nursing staff. We brought in more new nurses to this hospital in this last semester than has ever been brought in before.
Springate adds the likelihood of the nursing shortage going away anytime soon is slim.
You'll have pockets of improvement, and we'll continue to have pockets of improvement. And all we can do is help to stabilize what we have here, knowing that we're going to have a continued shortage for many, many years to come. That's just part of it. Until everybody in high school and middle school says, I want to be a nurse again, and they come to be nurses.
Working through staffing changes to continue serving the people of Eastern Kentucky. In Hazard, Alyssa Williams, WYMT Mountain News.
Springate says after working as a nurse and also working in administration for different hospitals across the country, staffing shortages can be seen everywhere. As for travel nurses, ARH is continuing to hire them, just at a decreased rate. Tuesday was National Fentanyl Awareness Day, so drug resistance and education groups spent some extra time talking about the dangers of the drug. Operation Unite focuses on drug education, enforcement, and prevention across our region. Nancy Hale says they often see the damage caused by the drug firsthand and say it's killing a lot of people between the ages of 18 and 45. She says young people are consuming fentanyl, sometimes not even knowing the drugs they bought were laced with it.
For young people, I would tell them that any prescription drug that they're seeing online, for them to assume that it has fentanyl in it.
Operation Unite says fentanyl is being found in some vaping products young people are finding ways to get their hands on. The city of Prestonsburg is honoring a family of Appalachian advocates, dedicating a square to the couple who has served so many people during the last 5 decades. Our Buddy Forbes shares the legacy of care behind Rosenberg Square.
When a lawyer and a paralegal focused on fighting discrimination took a break to trade trials for tents,
we decided that we would leave the department. We had a new son, and so we decided to go on a camping trip for up the East Coast.
they found more than adventure. They found a need for advocacy.
He called us and said that there was a group in West Virginia and Eastern Kentucky that are interested in representing low-income people because there was no legal services agency here.
Making a home in Prestonsburg.
And I thought 3 years max. And that was 50 years ago.
Since 1970, Jean and John Rosenberg have devoted their careers to the community, planting their roots and raising their children in Eastern Kentucky to fight for education, equality, and expanding resources for the people who need them most.
The Quaker tradition of believing that there's that of God in every person and that we're all connected and our responsibility is to build the world we want to live in.
And though that devotion was not always met with enthusiasm in the earlier years, the community has now built a space to thank them for their contributions.
But over the years, I think people have learned that we just want to try to make the community better. We want the justice system to work for everybody. And so in that way, you do what you can do.
Dedicating Rosenberg Square to the couple with a mural that honors their story.
In a way, it's really even more impressive that you have a Jewish Holocaust survivor's name up there.
Highlighting some of the entities they played a role in establishing, from the East Kentucky Science Center to Apple Red Legal Aid.
Downtown Baptist minister introduced John as saying that John brought diversity to Prestonsburg. Until he came, it was only whether you were dipped or sprinkled in terms of baptism.
So they turned that into the ice cream cone.
The ice cream
dipped
cone
or
up there.
sprinkled.
Sharing a story of a family on a road trip toward the stars.
And we don't take ourselves too seriously. I mean, we're not charging in on any white horses. I just hope we can keep doing what we're doing.
Stopping to spend their change in the Star City. In Floyd County, Buddy Forbes, WYMT Mountain News.
Well, they're such a sweet couple. I really enjoy talking to them when I see them. The couple says nothing they have accomplished was done on their own, and they are nothing without the community of workers pushing alongside them for every plan and project, but they feel honored to see their name on the mural.
John and Jean, real Eastern Kentuckians there, appreciate their service to our communities. We're looking at the time at 6:40, almost 6:41, and we see downtown Hazard a little foggy this morning, 46 from Triangle Park. Our friends over at Hazard Perry County Tourism giving us this camera, but you see here why it's so foggy from the station, because literally the fog wall is right there above downtown. So that's why we can't really see out, but you can see up from downtown. Temperatures 46 here in Hazard, 49 Prestonsburg and Pikeville now, 46 in Irvin, 48 Williamsburg, Jonesville, 47 in Clintwood, and let's see who else we got in the 40s this morning. 46 also in Ashland. Everybody else is in the 50s at this point. Day planner. Sunshine. Once the fog lifts, we're going to be in good shape. Temperatures top out in the upper 70s, close to 80 later this afternoon. Dakota?
All right, Brendan, thank you. It's 6:41. Still to come here on Mountain News this morning. A group of mental health experts offer recommendations for families with teens who use social media so won't have negative impacts on their health. Stay with us.
Stop.